Welcome to Jungle Vibes. This is the podcast for creative entrepreneurs who dare to dream big. Jungle means connecting, and that's exactly what we do. I'm your host. Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Jungle Vibes. This time I'm here with Jenny. I have to really see if I can pronounce her name right. Ambukiyenyi
Yes, yes, it is that. It
Onya.
is that.
Okay,
Correct.
and Jenny is an amazing entrepreneur. I met her at an event in Brussels. She speaks French, but we will do this interview in English.
hmm
And she is a tech AI entrepreneur. So if you're into AI, you really have to listen to this episode. So, Jenny, introduce yourself. Let the people know who you are.
Yes, thank you, Santini, for having me today. So, my name, as you said, is Jenny Ambukiyenyi Onya. I am one of the co-founder at Neotex AI. It is a Brussels-based company specialized in artificial intelligence solution development. And yes, we are also operating in Africa. So we also have a venture in Africa called also the same name, Neotex, and also focusing on AI. So that's pretty who I am, the one of the co-founder and the COO, co-CEO.
Wow. And so you are co-founder. So you have a business partner, and how did you come about to find your business partner? Did you start first yourself, or did you really partner up right away? How did that go?
So we directly co-founded the company. Uh, yes, with the other co-founders. I didn't start it on my own. For the little story, the other co-founder is my husband, so this also helps.
Amazing.
Yes. So it came out of the idea of, I would say, mixing our both expertise. He has expertise in AI. He has a PhD in AI, providing also lecture, guest lecture in some university in Africa, but also in Belgium. And I have more than now 14 years, sorry, of experience in the tech sector in Belgium also. So, and mainly in the software quality assurance aspect. So in different sectors, from retailing, pharmaceutical, telecommunication, and so on and so forth. So with all this experience and expertise we had, we wanted to actually have an impact, and direct impact, using deep technology such as AI. We founded the company in 2019, end of 2019, just before the pandemic. Um, yes, so it came out of creating, I would say, our own way of impacting the world, and more especially Africa.
I understand. And what's part of Africa? Which countries in Africa are you also targeting with AI, with your AI services?
Yes, so we are currently operating in the Democratic Republic of Congo, but also in Kenya, in some part of Kenya. So the solutions that we have created, that I can explain more later, but it's called Halisi Livestock. It's an um, it's an artificial intelligence powered platform that is actually improving financial inclusion for livestock farmer in Africa.
Wow,
And
I see on your
yes,
website. I was scrolling and I was like, wow, you always also have that. So
yes,
how does that work exactly? Because I see something with your capture livestock phase, and for
yes.
everyone listening right now, I will also in the description below this podcast, wherever you're listening, I will put the links to the website and everything so that you guys can also see. But how does that work? It looks so interesting. AI and
Yes.
farming.
Yeah, so actually, what it's innovative in this solution is that we can do actually facial recognition on animal.
Wow.
So you have to take your smartphone, you take a picture of the face of the animal, and then we have engine and algorithm based on AI that are actually doing the biometrics authentication of the face of the animal. And why are we doing this? Because yes, we
Yeah.
we are working in the identification of animal, because in the specific sector of Kenya, you have an entire ecosystem and legal framework where each livestock farmer can actually pretend to a credit using its car as a collateral.
Okay. That's
So
amazing.
basically, you can, if you have one or two or three cow, a small older farmer, then you can go to a microfinance institution and say, okay, I don't have a financial historic.
Hmm.
I don't have any tangible assets, but these are my movable assets that I can pretend to actually request a credit to your institution. But
Wow.
for that,
Yeah, you have to
what
make sure that people don't use the same cows or the same
yes,
livestock.
identification is key.
Yes, I
Identification
understand.
is key. So this is this within this context, the
Mm.
African context, and more especially in Kenya, that this idea of facial recognition on animal came out. So this is also important to
So it really works like that. Like every animal has a different face. Yeah, sorry, it
mhm.
sounds so terrible because as a
No,
human,
no.
but it's just like some people saying some people of certain races look
Hmm.
alike. Well, for us,
Yeah.
maybe animals look alike, but there are specific, yeah, different faces. Every animal has a different face, of course,
Hmm.
right?
Hmm.
Okay, okay.
That's the same as a, I would say, in big, I would say it's the same as human in big,
Yes.
saying that each animal has its own feature, and the
Mm.
own feature can be found in different ways. It
Mm-hmm.
can be found in the face, as we are actually working on, but also you see something about um, the nose and the iris. So there is specific feature for each animal, and
Wow.
yes,
Wow,
this
that
is
is so innovative. And I love how it impacts like the lives of people and the lives of like small business owners in Africa who
mm,
like the whole system, how we know it with the banking is so based on the West basically and certain parameters. And this gives access to a whole group of people. And also for lenders, it's also an opportunity, of course,
mhm,
because the whole that's yeah, it's more people you can lend to and have an impact on the economy. I love that. The other thing I want to ask you about though, because
mhm,
that's the presentation that we were at. When you were giving the presentation, you were showing also that you have this app for hair care. Is this the
mhm.
same app, the Halisi app? Is that the
Yes,
technology, or is it, yeah, because yeah, that was my question.
yes. So basically, it's the same root name. So it's Halisi Livestock, and then you have Halisi Cosmetics. Why? Because the foundation is quite the same, technically speaking. But also in terms of the objective on both apps, we are targeting inclusivity.
Yes.
For Halisi Livestock is financial inclusion, and for Halisi Cosmetic is cosmetic inclusion, if I can say like that. So for Halisi Cosmetics, what we are targeting is to have people find and I would say in less than 1 minute 30 the right product
Yeah.
that fits your objectives, that fits your hair textures, that fits your challenges. So
Yes.
knowing all this information, then we have our algorithm that is capable of providing you the top three product that is suiting actually everything that I was mentioning: challenge, objectives, and hair class, hair texture. So
Everything.
this, yes, it came out of one problem that I had
Mm-hmm.
back in the time, and I'm still having now, is that I started to really taking care of my hair in 2010. If I'm Yeah, in 2010, I've also created a YouTube channel with that
Wow. Okay.
called, yeah, it was called the Nappy People, but I'm not longer anymore active on that. But I was like looking to take care of my hair and having like knowledge about how the hair actually is growing and things like that, scientifically
Mm-hmm.
speaking. If so, but when I go to the shop, back in the day, I didn't had a lot of product as such now, but the same problem is occurring. What shampoo, which conditioner I should be able to actually choose and
Yes.
buy.
Yes.
And I don't want to. I was a student also back in the time, so I didn't had a lot of money also, so I don't want to spend a lot of time and money
And
on
testing
picking things
everything.
that will
Yeah.
not work.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
understand.
So it came out of this idea. And then just a few years ago, he said, okay, let's come back with this idea actually. And how can we help others find the right product? And yeah, this is Halisi Cosmetics. And
Wow. Have you already launched it somewhere? Can we download it? Because I mean, I also wear my hair natural. I switch it up sometimes. I
mhm,
put braids or I wear a wig or now it's natural. But I'm always it's the same thing and even for my
mm,
daughter. Like where can people download this? Because this is really an inclusive thing that especially women of color, black women all over the world and
mhm,
men can you and is it for all types of hair or only for 4C hair?
mhm.
How does it work?
Yes, so actually, it's not only focusing on Afro textured hair. So
Hey, Jungle Vibes fam. So, I'm taking this brief break from the conversation that I'm enjoying a lot. I hope you do too. To let you know that over 75% of the people listening to this podcast, whether it's on Spotify or Apple Podcast or YouTube, they are not subscribed. So, if you're one of those 75% of people who have not subscribed yet, click the subscribe button because more amazing content about creative entrepreneurship is coming your way.
it's for all type of hair. You have to actually provide this information to the application, and based on this information and others, then he's able to yeah, to pinpoint what are the top three best products, and then you have to choose it. Is the app available somewhere now? Currently, I'm doing this podcast. No. So you have to actually follow us on our social media platform, where you will be able to be in contact with us, with the team, but also know where the when the app is going to be launched. So it's going to be launched very very soon, but we are finalizing the, I would say, the some details.
Yeah, I understand. And where can they find that? Is it Halisi? Is it that the name or yeah?
Yes. So if you go to www.halisi.ai, so
Mm-hmm.
Halisi is named HALISI
Yeah,
dot AI, then
yeah.
you are able to enter the website of Halisi, and you have a tab called Halisi Cosmetics. If you
Yes.
follow this and you go back, I would say, yeah, to this web page, then you will be able to see, and the link will be also displayed.
Mm-hmm.
We can also type Halisi Cosmetics on Instagram and follow us on Instagram to be also able to have the information.
That's
So,
amazing. So you really used AI now to solve an issue of your own and also to
mhm,
help your own community
mhm,
with the livestock and the credit. Are there any more plans? Well, maybe you don't want to say on this podcast yet, but are there any more plans that you have? You don't have to be specific because I also understand that it's sensitive.
mhm,
But yeah, like, is it your plan to grow out more applications like these? Or with Neotex AI, will you also focus a lot on advising other companies? Like, how can people get
mhm.
to maybe work with you even?
Yes, that's a very good question. So, of course, we have the vision to be a multi-product company. So, we first starting with cosmetic. Yes, first livestock, then cosmetics. But we have also a lot of other ideas in other sector and industry, and that's also coming from the strength of artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence is I would say, can penetrate any market, any sector. It really depends on the problem you have, and then you are able to create an algorithm, a set of algorithms, a set of an engine, or so an application around this to solve your problem. So this is also coming out of AI, and why AI is so important for nowadays society. So yes, we have other projects, but it will come bit by bit, because it's also, as an entrepreneur, it's also take a lot of time to develop the ones that we already have developed so far. So
Yeah. So
yes.
how do you balance that? Because I also am like serial entrepreneur doing things at the same time. It's like you're this multi passionate, multi
Mm,
in different directions because you have Neotex AI, but you also have the brand Halisi,
mm,
which has even two applications basically, right? So
mm-hmm.
how do you manage all that? And you are a wife and you are a mom. Like personally, how do you do that?
Ah, oh, I don't have, to be honest, I don't have the magical recipe. I am a mom of three.
Amazing.
I am married, so I have like a busy life, managing all these aspects, family and so on and so forth, but also the business. But it's always something that was also on my DNA. When I was like a young woman, I was also having like plenty of projects side by side. I'm like that. I have a lot of creativity, and I want to actually try to reach the potential or my potential, in order to fulfill also all these various projects that I have. So how am I balancing everything? I think just to also have me time. Um, with the time, I also observe that I have to have times to focus on myself.
Yeah.
It's selfish time, if I can say it like that, but I need that too. Yeah.
But that's great. And what do you do then?
Switch off.
Like, yeah, like that's so
Um,
important. People forget that though.
yeah, I don't do a lot of like crazy things, but just walking, having a fresh breath, uh, reading, or having like a movie, or going to the movie, or a
But just by
series. Or
yourself, yeah, just
yes,
something
just by
alone.
myself and disconnecting of everything.
Yeah,
So really, I don't think about the family. I don't think about the businesses. I only focus on me and having like a good time on myself. So that's important also. Mm-hmm.
that is so great that you share this because I think a lot of people underestimate that. And
Mm,
also sometimes you are so maybe in the flow of everything and you're like in this routine and then you forget to step out and
mm-hmm,
it's really great that you do this, that you really care for yourself enough to give yourself the time because sometimes we just want to be everything to everyone and that's when
mm-hmm,
you break down. So it's really
mm-hmm,
really great advice, and I hope anyone listening to this can take this advice, and it can be as small as just take a walk outside, be with yourself for 15 to 20 minutes. I think after this I have a meeting, but right after that I have my massage planned. So I try to do
that's
that
good.
once every month or once every 2 months,
Mm-hmm,
so that at least those things are also, yeah, walking outside. That's very important. So I'm happy to also hear that you also do that because it also really helps me
mm-hmm,
as well. And people always ask me, but how can you do so many different things? And I always say, yeah, I just when I do something, I really focus really good on that
mm-hmm,
thing. Is
mm-hmm.
that also something that you do? Like how do you plan, or do you also use AI to plan? Like what tools do you use?
Yes, of course, AI tools are like revolutioning the way that you are managing everything. But I would say it's a matter of prioritization. So, of course, you will have a lot of things to do, especially in the beginning, because you are doing a lot of stuff on your own. I have a team, but I have to do a lot of things also besides what we are technically doing. So I would say priority. Um,
And
if you
what
have
tools do you use for that? Like do you have prioritization AI tools, or like
no,
no?
to be honest, for that, no, no. I use AI for starting, like writing a letter or something like that. Just the starting, and then I use my own brain to
Mm-hmm.
fill in the gaps and or to providing a style or so. But yes, for priority, it's not AI. It's just that I have a list of things to do, and I say, okay, I only have 8 hours today to work, and now I really force me to say I'm working 8 hours because I know as an entrepreneur, it's your baby, it's your company, it's your business, and you have the tendency, and it's normal. I understand sometimes that you work really hard, like passing, like you work like I don't know, 12 hours a day, but
Yes.
at the end, it's so you become tired. So for
Yeah.
me, I'm forcing myself to work 8 hours or 8 hours and 30 minutes per day. And I'm questioning myself each morning, what is the most important things to do today in order for the company and the product to move forward. And
Yeah.
based on that, on among the 10 points, maybe I will be left with three or four. And then focusing on that. And day by day, progressing. But this is important. It's something that I've learned with time.
Yes.
Priority.
Yes,
Yes.
priorities. And that's something that comes, yeah, it comes with time, it comes with experience. It also
Mm-hmm.
comes with really experiencing maybe almost burnout, and that you're so extremely
Mm-hmm.
tired because you're enthusiastic, you want to keep working, but
Mm-hmm.
you need the balance. So I really recognize that. But like the tools that you use, do you also use like ChatGPT? Because I know a lot of people come to me
Mm-hmm.
like, but what tools
Yeah.
do I use? Like maybe you can also share
Yes.
um
AI tools I use daily for I know it's not daily but DALI, sorry.
oh, Dali,
For the
yeah.
pronounce DALI
Yeah.
for picture generation. I use
Yes.
also Gemini
Mm-hmm.
and Open AI Chat GPT for everything that is LLM based.
Yeah.
I was also trying DeepSeek,
Okay.
so maybe this also you can add.
Mm-hmm.
But that's practically it in terms
Yeah.
of tool, to be
Yeah.
honest. Um, because these are tools for management, if I
Mm-hmm.
can say like that. But the other, I would say, we are not using tool in order to build our product.
Yeah.
It's always based on our application. It's always based on mathematical stuff and algorithm, scientific paper reading, and things like that. So I will not say that we are using tool to build our product.
No,
So
your product is really,
it's
really, really scientifically based, if I understand right, and really,
yes,
no,
yes,
it's
yes.
just the working. Or that I was just I was just curious to know like with your everyday working as an entrepreneur, because a lot of creative
Mm-hmm.
entrepreneurs are thinking like, oh, they're missing out. Maybe they're already using open AI, and they're thinking, oh, maybe I should go to DeepSeek, or maybe I should go to the next thing. They have a FOMO, like, oh, maybe I'm not doing the right thing. But this helps, to create also some rest. Like, no, you're doing the right things, and if you haven't heard of it, go check out that application. But if entrepreneurs are in really like have a nice idea or also a problem, then they can also come to you guys, because you really build from the ground up, right, with algorithms, with
Yes,
coding
yes.
mathematically. So that is really advanced. And how do they get to work with you? How would that go if I'm an entrepreneur and I want to do?
Yes. So basically, if you're an entrepreneur and you want to build an AI application, but you don't have the knowledge on how, or you don't know how to start, then you can contact us. So you can write us at info.neotex.ai.
Yes.
And then you are able to request actually a call with us, an introductional call. So during this introductional call, then you are able to explain what is your need. So what is your need? In which sector and industry are you working, and what's your objectives? So based on that, then we will conduct a discussion
Mm-hmm.
that can come up to another meeting where we will have a workshop with other analyst and technical staff member, where based on what you are saying and telling us, then we are able to translate that, if I can say like that, in a technical way, so that we can come up with a proposition of an application. So it's really detailed. Then you will have like a list of features, functionalities that this application will do, and how it will be done inside the system. And if you want to say, okay, that's it for me. I have you have detailed what I had in mind. Then you can go and continue on your own. But if you need, and it's advised when you are starting with AI, you need the team to build it. Then you are also able, with our research and development team, to help you on this journey. So bringing life your idea into a really concrete app.
That's
That's
amazing. So
also
the
provide.
so really from coding, from the like the groundwork to a
Mm-hmm.
live app in the app store. That's the whole life cycle, that and the
Yes.
advice, of
Mm-hmm.
course, consultancy. And is that like if a small business owner listens to this, but
Mm-hmm.
maybe someone from a corporate listens to this, is this attainable for them to invest in, or are there also financing or funding opportunities to be
Mm-hmm.
able to do this? Because I know there are a lot of, well, in the Netherlands, for
Mm-hmm.
example, there are a lot of funds for technical application. There is this MIT fund for
Mm-hmm.
research and development funds and stuff. Like, are people coming to you mostly with their own budget, or do you guys also do those kind of things,
Mm-hmm.
just so
Mm-hmm.
that someone can be like, oh, this is, I
Yeah.
would want this, but can I also attain this?
Yeah, so it depends. We have two kinds of, I would say, companies. There are companies that already have the budget, so they come and we do this all these steps that I've explained. But if you are like a smaller company, you don't have necessarily the entire budget, then of course, as you said, there is a lot of funding that exists that can be on European level or national level, where you are able actually to do a collaboration with a tech company. So if you have an idea and you specifically like point one fund, then you are able to say, okay, I'm collaborating with this tech company, and then it also increase the chance sometimes to get access to this fund because they already know that you are capable of doing it because you collaborate with this and this company. So this also it's working. Huh?
Yeah.
So if you need also a tech company, an AI deep tech company to help you build on this way, you can also contact us for that. No
And you say
problem
it's
at all.
deep tech? I don't know if I don't know what is the difference between tech and deep tech?
No, it's just like in the jargon. So there is technology. Technology is very innovative, but there is also deep technology that is more profound, that goes more in the fundamental and foundation of tech. So this is a jargon that we already said. We used to say that. So
Okay,
deep tech.
okay. That's it sounds very deep. So it sounds very like, okay, I'm not in tech, I'm in deep tech. Okay. No, it works. So okay, this I was just wanted to know how that but it basically means you really go into the fundamental and the scientific research behind it.
Mm-hmm.
That's really amazing. Because you said that your business partner and husband, he also has a PhD in that. I saw something like that, or
Yes, yes.
yes.
So he has a PhD from the University of Brussels,
Mm-hmm.
the Flemish part.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a VUB,
Mm-hmm.
and he's also providing guest lecture now. He's
Yes,
also
doctor.
providing courses in a different university in the Democratic Republic of Congo.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, so he has more than now 16 years of experience in artificial intelligence, and also as a 30 plus publication in AI, so
Wow.
scientific publication.
That's
So
amazing. Scientific
yeah.
publication. Yes. Yeah, because I was at another time in my life, because I did my master's in the Netherlands, and
Mm,
was in management entrepreneurship. I was more in the health and life science, and then I also started my PhD
mm,
in entrepreneurship. But then instead of doing the PhD, I wrote a book in the Netherlands about entrepreneurship, and that was
mm,
more the way I was going, the creative way. But I
mm.
know I've also had some publications. I know the process. It's a lot of work. So to tell me
Yes.
that you have 30 of those deep tech publication that he has that, wow, so much respect, and so amazing that as a family you have this
Mm.
family business going on. And is it something for your kids maybe later, that they also would already, I don't know how old they are, but do they already do they have inclinations towards entrepreneurship?
Good question. So, entrepreneurship, I don't know yet. Tech, I kind of observe things
Okay.
like they have interest because they are seeing us like front of computer, always like on the call and things like that. So actually, I'm not surprised if they told me one day, okay, Mama would like to do this and this, and it's really
Yeah.
similar to what we are doing. But yes, there are small kids, so I'm not sure if they would like to be an entrepreneurs or working in tech, but I can see that they are interesting on actually, or at least knowing what daddy and mommy are doing.
That's amazing. Oh, I love it to pay it forward like that. Is there anything else that you still want to share with the listeners? And yeah, maybe
Mm,
again where they can find you again.
yeah, so you can find me on www.neotex.ai, Neotex. And the only thing I want to say is that you have to dare to try, and you don't have to have a lot of money or a lot of or everything settled down in order to start. So it start little, build brick by brick, step by step, go into conferences, into workshops, into seminars, into different kind of events where you are able to acquire knowledge, but also to meet people, because the network is super, super, super important in entrepreneurship. It really helps you. You can actually meet someone that can open doors, the doors that you are trying to open years and months or days. Um, it's only a matter of sometimes meeting the right person. And also, it will help you if you want to have other co-founder to meet also potential other co-founders. So it's also important to build a team around you. But all these, you have to be patient, and you really have to have also to be motivated, because at the end of the day, entrepreneurship is high and lows. And if you are not motivated, like there is, this is not your passion, then you will it will be difficult to actually sustain in this field. So, but we have to go, and
Yeah.
I will specially also mention this for women, because we need more women, not only in tech but in the entrepreneurial ecosystem. We need more. We are
Yes.
not sufficient. So yes,
Yes. As
there to there.
amazing. I'm so happy. Thank you so much, Jenny, for sharing your story and being open, candid, but also giving that advice. It's super
Thank you.
important that women hear it and men also hear it, and everyone who is listening. Like, but we really, yeah, we really do need more women also in the entrepreneurship
We
industry.
need.
I'm telling you, I've been also an entrepreneur in Ghana, and I was always the only woman in the room,
Mm,
so I was still a minority, even though not based on my color, but based on sex.
mm.
So it's so yeah, we need that. So thank you so much for being on this podcast. Make sure if you haven't subscribed already, subscribe to this podcast, but also go into the description below, click on the link to the Telegram, and let's become a part of this amazing Jungle Vibes family. See you.